Hello everybody and welcome to the Battle of the Week. Today we have a special episode and we are gonna see how Cabarro turned the game around. So let's first take a look at both of our teams. On the west side we have got 3 units of tier 10 spearmen, tier 10 archers, tier 9 heavy swordsmen, as well as 2 units of tier 7 cavalry. Tier 7 cavalry on the south, so it looks like the blue team is gonna have at least 4 or 5 cavalries, half of their team composed of cavalry. Let's see how well that pans out, as well as this 1 unit of dog handlers. Let's see, on the other side, the eastern team, the red team, has got the archers, barbarian archers, 2 units of 3 units of archers, as well as 2 units of slingers. It looks like the red team is going to be heavier on the skirmishers, while they do have 1, 2, 3, and 4 cavalry. So it's seems pretty balanced teams. So it looks like the matchmaking is not that bad this time. Both of the teams have got 1 units of dog handlers and 1 units of heavy infantry. Now let's see how this highly mobile match is going to play out. So we have the middle teams marching towards the strategic point in the middle, trying to capture the tower to gain sight. The red team uses infiltration, and using their speed, they move towards the forest. Detecting the spears, they decide not to go for the tower and go back to safety. Archers, understandably, are holding back in fear of cavalry. Seeing as how the cavalry has not arrived yet, they assumed that no cavalry is coming. They're moving onwards. So we have skirmisher exchanges. The blue team has captured the tower, and the red team has ambushed them with... Whoa. And the red team has ambushed the blue team in the middle with their archers. They have been detected. Blue team is now striking them back. There is an exchange of volleys going on right now. Both of the teams are going to suffer considerably. The middle, well, we'll see what happens. And in the south, we have got the dog handlers moving towards moving through these long grass, being able to hide, but there's nobody in sight. Their southern legions are moving towards the cavalry in the south. Looks like they are going to be able to win. Oh, would you look at that? Completely deleted. So we have exchange of fire. Testudo going up to protect the archers and themselves. The dog handlers have engaged in melee. They are throwing their scorched earth. Iron discipline for a retreat. A good move indeed. We have these royal Spartans fighting these dogs. So we have a very interesting move over here. Heavy infantry pushing the archers down the hill and cavalry surrounding them. Starting a complete chaos in the middle. It looks like the blue team will manage to push them onward. So it looks like the blue team captures the middle and pushes the middle. In the north, there seems to be a small engagement going on with 1 unit of cavalry against 3 units of barbarian cav and the spearmen. In the south, the red teams looks like they're gonna capture the point, allowing them free access to the blues base. So we have sped it up a bit. The blue is still pushing, red is still fighting. So the skirmishers have realized, and the base capture has begun. Blue team has started its base capture. The dog handlers have had used their stealth in order to be able to capture the base. But the cavalry, the red team's cavalry, is coming in for a decap. It's not looking good for these dog handlers. They're still able to score a considerable amount of kills using their dogs. Both sides, their heavy infantry have suffered quite a bit. The spearmen, one unit is being sent back to the base, noticing how badly they have lost in the south. And so here the blue team has to make a decision. Are they going to push into the hills where the red team has the advantage, where they can hide? Or are they going to go and defend their base? Looks like they're going to push, but will they? So a bit of a cavalry movement over here. Both sides are capturing the base. Finally, the blue team spearman arrives. So the red team has went to defend their base, but the blue team is instead going back to defend theirs. They're currently 100 men behind. It is not looking good for them. So we have these Alexander spears fighting against these Scipio sword infantry. I'll have to give it to the spears because they're higher tier, not to mention they both have very high defense. It's gonna be a long battle, I'll give you that much. Which is good. This will give them more time for the archers and the other reinforcements to arrive. So red team is fighting the units that were abandoned in their base. So right now the red team has been divided. Now I'd like to point something out real quick over here. The blue team, by leaving this area, has forced the red team to be divided into offense and defense troops, and allowing the blue team to concentrate their forces on a single one. So tactically, retreat back to the base makes perfect sense. Let's see, the blue base is being captured. So we have a bit of a skirmish going on here. This cavalry moves in between of these spears and hits these archers in the back. A beautiful move by the red team. Cavalry, beautiful. The spears, of course, make them pay and kill off that unit. This cavalry charges from the back and hits these archers. Infantry does not even notice. The remaining archers are shooting at these Praetorian cavalry, but Praetorian cavalry is about to hit them. Infantry is moving in to engage. We have just had a missed charge over here. There's a huge blob going on with these cavalry. The archers are moving through this blob into safety, where the heavy infantry and the spears will be able to offer them protection. The spears are fighting against the cavalry. Cavalry is receiving considerable amount of damage. And now the red team's main force has arrived. So the cavalry manages to break off from the blob and have engaged these archers. They're trying to wipe them off to prevent them from trying to decap. The cavalry that charged right now has committed suicide by hitting a wall. Spearmen marching through and cleverly catching these cavalry, inflicting tremendous damage onto their men. Now we have a barrage going on. Let's take a look at the remaining forces. And the red team has got these wounded archers, 3 wounded archers, 2 units of slingers, 2 more archers. So we've got 5, 6, and 7 skirmishers, while we have a full unit of Evocati cohort and Ajima spears. Oh boy, this is not looking good for the blue team, I'll give you that much. But these almost unharmed spearmen, tier 10 spearmen, might be able to carry the day. So heavy infantry is attracting the enemy fire, allowing Alexander's spears to move forward. But not all. They're not able to attract the fire from everywhere. And they are currently being shot at by these Cretan archers. Also tier 10. Heavy infantry has started to move, but these archers, look at these archers, they're fighting against these Ajima spears face to face. Now they have engaged with the Evocati cohort. They have anviled them, preventing them from taking any action. We have also another move over here. The spearmen have been divided and are now chasing the skirmishers and the dog handlers around the battle. Now the Royal Spartans are pushing towards these Ajima spears, doing considerable amount of damage onto them. Ajima spears are pulling back slowly, ever so slowly. These Royal Spartans, they keep on fighting. They're facing those archers. They're trying to get them. And the archers are running away. They charged in and they failed to capture them. The heavy infantry is still chasing these archers. Best case scenario, they are able to prevent them from firing. Worst case, they put themselves on an open position. Let's see, where's the other unit? The other unit of Royal Spartans is chasing this skirmisher unit currently being flanked and kited around. Oh, this Royal Spartan unit has broke off and is now chasing the archers. They're just not letting them stay and shoot. The heavy infantry that has remained on the field is trying to block as much enemy fire as they can. They're just looking around for the enemy, wherever they can find them. And now the spearmen are coming in and pulling the enemy back from the base. For whatever reason, oh, these javelins, these slingers are not capturing the base. Now they're shooting back at these Royal Spartans, but their base missile block is able to absorb that damage. So now we have these spearmen and these heavy infantry chasing these archers around, these Evocati cohort around. From the looks of it, the heavy infantry general is still alive. And so they're fighting the heavy infantry over here. Heavy infantry is almost holding. Almost 2%. They're trying to do as much damage as they can. Let's take a look at these spearmen over here. The spearmen are pushing back and forth. A beautiful play. Evocati cohort has been caught by these spears and are now being shanked in the back. These Royal Spartans are coming back after chasing these skirmishers away from the capture point, successfully defending their base. Now these archers are starting a barrage. But look at this! He is microing his spears away from it and has just charged around, wasting the enemy barrage ability. Beautiful move. The heavy infantry here is not moving. It's all up to the Royal Spartans. There's only 2 minutes left on the counter. The red team is only 130 men away. Has only 130 men advantage as it stands now. Scorched Earth goes down. The Spartans run through it. They cannot catch them. They keep on chasing. The Cabaro here has just consolidated his forces and is now trying to trap these these dog handlers. The skirmishers are supplies going on attack, and he has just caught the biggest unit of skirmishers. A beautiful charge, beautiful use of stealth. And look at this, the battle is turning. 180 men, and so the difference has been reduced to 60 men only. These skirmishers have just got charged by the single guy. What is this? These slingers are not moving. And the spearman has successfully engaged. Why are they not moving? Will this cost the red team the match? Looks like it. The difference is only 30 men. It's only 20 men. And now these skirmishers keep on fighting these spearmen, but they're not moving. They're getting blatantly out micro. Oh, would you look at that? That was beautiful on the skirmisher's part. He moved one way, made him engage. And Anvil, he catches the enemy with Anvil. The difference is closing. The Ajima spears are hitting them from the back, but the tier difference is enough to make up for it. The units are routed, and the blue team now has the numbers advantage. 40 seconds and the blue team will win. This game has completely turned around. I would say Kabaro, he played great. He was microing these 3 units, and he manages to... Yes, he manages to hit these dog handlers as well. He has just out-microed 3 people. Alright, given that the one had a surprise attack over here, and those slingers not having moved has caused the red team the defeat. But Kabaro has just out-microed them all and managed to catch the enemy with his repeated charges, with his surprise attack, and it's a win by time up. A very nice battle indeed. And so we'll see you next time.